I got out to Texas again this past week for a hog hunt using a 6.8 I built suppressed with the IR Hunter Mark II 2.5 power 640 35 millimeter. You notice a hog already laying on the ground here. I got excited and first night out and forgot to turn on the recorder, and it was about 120 pound boar, and then a couple other hogs came back in, and I take out about a 80 90 pound 100 pound sow here. The way I set up this blind, I put a feeder on each side of it. I'm sitting on top of a hill. There's a draw to each side so hogs can come in any wind to one of the feeders. And this night, they came into both. So I take out the two hogs in the back here, and then shortly later, about 40 minutes later, 80, 90 pound sow came into the front feeder. She was really skittish. I filmed her for a while, and she kept dodging back in and out. She was getting the corn that was further out, didn't want to go under the feeder. I finally decide when she pops out here to take a shot on her. Send a 120 grain Hornady SST into the neck. She goes down. One of the nights I was heading back to my trailer, and I scanned the fields in front of my trailer, and there was about 10 hogs out there, including some really big sows. They spooked. They were about 150 yards out. They only ran about 50 yards and stopped. Winds were about 25 to 30 miles an hour. I made the stalk in. I fell at about 100 yards. My legs gave out, and I got back up and worked my way about another 25 yards, fell again, and I decided I was about 75 yards from the closest sow here, which turns out to be 231 pounds, and I take her shooting from the knee. If you notice in the background, you see white back there, that's another group of hogs. Further in the video you'll watch, you'll see white to the right. Those are deer. I didn't go after those hogs, leave them for another night. They're actually grazing on winter wheat here, so that's the only thing out there. You'll see it in the picture later on of this sow laying on the ground. I take her out with a shoulder shot, a front shoulder shot, shoulder neck junction. She goes down. I propped myself back up and shot offhand at the other ones, but there was a depression there, so they went down depression. They took a while before they popped back up, and I could really line up with them. And I take a couple shots. You'll see the hits. I was close, but no cigar. She goes down. I prop myself up using the gun, get back up, watch some of the hogs in the depression. They popped up back later on, and again you can see the hogs in the background. Take a couple shots here, miss. I was actually surprised how steady I held. Later on, I was hunting another thing from my ranger, another feeder, and about 10 hogs came through, and there was no corn, so they headed off. I held the shot right on the head of this sow at about 50 yards, and I heard the thud, and I looked for her for an hour, and I got lost for an hour before I could find my ranger again. So next time the phone, which was sitting in my ranger, is going with me in a GPS, I'm going to mark my location. Here's the first couple of hogs I took on the back feeder, and then out in the field the 231 pound sow, and then the 80, 90 pound sow in the front feeder here. And talk about some big pork chops from that sow. And how do I load 231 pound sow in a ranger? Well, you build a custom mount, have a hand winch, tilt the power bed, and pull her up in. Thanks for watching the video. Good luck hunting. Hope you enjoyed.